Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Just Saying YouTube video. I'm Jairus, and as always, I'm joined by Shay. And today we're doing our NHL mock draft. We did the NBA mock draft a few days ago, so we're doing the NHL mock draft because both of them are within a few days of each other.
Yeah, that's right. Just like we did the NFL mock draft earlier this year, so we are continuing on with this.
That's right. As always, top 10. Actually, none of our teams had picks outside the top 10, so we just have the top 10 for you today. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get right into it.
That's right. So for me, starting off here, the first pick of the 2025 NHL draft, my mock draft, the New York Islanders select Matthew Schaefer, defenseman, Erie, OHL. Pretty much a solidified number one pick here. Matthew is a bona fide number one on any team for years to come. He's a difference maker offensively and defensively. Although he was injured this past year, he still shows plenty of upside with being able to effortlessly move around the ice, and being super agile makes him very hard to beat in one-on-one situations.
I have the exact same thing. Defenseman Matthew Schaefer from the Erie Otters of the OHL. Agree with everything that you said. Even though he was injured, it's not going to limit any of his ability at the NHL level. He's ranked first among North American skaters, glides so smoothly around the ice, as you said.
Silky smooth.
And his defensive play, projects him as a number one franchise defenseman for Long Island, and will immediately become their top prospect. All right. Number 2, I have the San Jose Sharks selecting center or left wing Michael Misa from the Saginaw Spirit of the OHL. The Sharks already have Will Smith and Macklin Celebrini down the middle, but Misa, having 62 goals, 72 assists, and 134 points in 65 games, makes him the top offensive player in the draft. Moving Smith to the wing would give you one of the best young 1 and 2 centers in the league. His powerful shot, playmaking, and creativity are what make Misa a great prospect, and the Sharks can take their time with him if they need to, since they have other NHL-ready players in their lineup.
Yeah, here we go back to back here. I also have the Sharks taking Misa second overall. He's an incredible offensive talent with blistering speed, and without the puck, he finds open spaces and has a knack for scoring at the most critical time. His playmaking and scoring ability are equally dangerous and make him a dual offensive threat.
All right, so number 3, we're going into snake order here. I have the Chicago Blackhawks selecting right winger Porter Martone from the Brampton Steelheads of the OHL. So 3 OHL players for me going in the top 3 of the draft. The Blackhawks need size and skill for Connor Bedard, and Martone is the perfect blend at 6'3" and weighing 205 pounds. His compete level and sturdy frame has him projected as an elite power forward at the NHL level.
All right, so we will differ here on the third pick of the draft. I have the Blackhawks selecting Anton Frandell, center, Djurgårdens, Sweden. Anton is a versatile two-way player that plays center but can also play right winger. He shoots the puck very well and makes intelligent plays on and off the puck. He forechecks well, attacks the middle of the ice, and shows strength in the hard areas. Being paired with young forwards Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar could make the Blackhawks' future first line look very scary. Moving on to the fourth pick, the Utah Mammoth, Caleb Desnoyers. Center, Moncton, QMJHL. Desnoyers is a big two-way center who is a coach's dream in that he understands any assignment. In tight games, he makes smart, simple plays, forechecks with physicality, and makes life difficult for opponents. He leads by example on both sides of the puck, and he is an all-situations player.
So we go back to having the same exact pick.
Wow, okay.
I also have at number 4, the Mammoth selecting center Caleb Desnoyers from the Moncton Wildcats of the QMJHL. The Mammoth, I explained it as needing more centers in their system with a lot of promising young talent. Since they almost made the playoffs last season with their solid roster, they don't need to swing for the fences. The Wildcats forward was second in postseason scoring and led his team to a berth in the 2025 Memorial Cup. Desnoyers has a high floor while having a strong defensive game and projects as a great top 6 two-way forward at the NHL level.
All right, moving on to number 5. The Nashville Predators. I have Brady Martin, center from Sioux, OHL. There's a lot of buzz around Martin to be taken high in the draft. For me, he's still high in the draft, but in the final spot of the top 5 here with Nashville. Brady Martin is a blue-collared player who brings a mix of physicality and hard skill. He is a projected middle 6 forward capable of scoring 20 goals. He is a wrecking ball who sets the tone and drags opponents into the fight.
All right, I like it. We're differing a lot here, which is really good. So for my number 5 pick, I have the Nashville Predators selecting center James Higgins from Boston College of the NCAA. After disastrous 2024-2025 campaign, GM Barry Trotz is looking for immediate help for a team that lacks youth, speed, and offensive ability. Higgins does all of these at a very high level. At one point, Higgins was considered the top pick in the draft, but still had a point per game season at the college level with 37 points. With his defensive game as well, Higgins projects as a number 1 center in the NHL. Moving on to number 6, the Philadelphia Flyers. I have them selecting here center Anton Frundell from Djurgårdens IF of the SHL. This is a no-brainer for the Flyers, as Matvei Michikov needs someone down the middle to play with, having 63 points in his rookie year. That's Michikov's rookie year. Frundell is great at attacking the puck and winning battles while still having great offensive numbers. Projects as a second-line center at the NHL level and would immediately become the Flyers' top center prospect.
Okay. We are going to continue to differ. I have James Higgins going just a pick later than you to the Flyers here at number 6, center from Boston College, the NCAA. With Brady Martin being taken the pick before, I have Philly landing on Higgins. He's a skillful center that is highly effective. He is a two-way player who will provide value on both sides of the puck at the NHL level. He brings a high-end motor and speed and has the ability to drive play. He supports the puck well, wins battles, and understands spacing. He will be the center of the future for Matvei Michikov. Number 7, the Boston Bruins. Who do we select? I have them going with Victor Eklund, left winger, Djurgårdens, Allsvenskan, also Sweden. Victor is 5'11", but he doesn't play like it. Even with his small stature, he plays a lot bigger than his measurements suggest, with a high-end motor and excellent forechecking ability. Flynn excels in transition and attacks defenders with tenacity and fearlessness, starting to the inside and getting his body into positions to win pucks. He will probably spend another season in the SHL, but doing so would garner him more experience at a professional level and set up a bright future to potentially give Pasta some help on offense.
All right, I like it. At number 7, I have the Boston Bruins selecting right winger Victor Eklund. So we go back to being the same in our picks here from Djurgårdens IF of the SHL. Younger brother of Sharks forward William Eklund and Frondell's teammate, Eklund provides the Bruins with offensive creativity and playmaking that they gravely lack in their forward group. Eklund's size does not matter as he throws hits and gets into puck battles along the wall. Even though the Bruins are looking to get back to the playoffs, there won't be NHL-ready help at this point in the draft, and Sweeney should look at choosing the player with the highest upside. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't big brain it, Sweeney. Just make the right decision. Moving on to number 8 overall. This is where the Seattle Kraken make their selection, and I have them selecting defenseman Radim Mrka from the Seattle Thunderbirds of the WHL. Previously with HC Osilerzy Trinek in Czechia. The Kraken desperately need a top defenseman prospect in their system, with Riker Evans being the only one at this point. Mrka had almost no difficulty adjusting to North American ice and got better as the season went along. So that's 6'6" and 218 pounds. Damn. His mobility at that size gives him the ideal frame and skill to be a top pairing defenseman for Seattle.
All right. I think this is our mock draft where we have the most picks that are the same, because I also have the Kraken taking Mrka. He's a great defenseman. He's difficult to get around, projecting shutdown defense because of his excellent stick work and angling ability. He also uses his mobility to escape pressure and make quality first passes without overcomplicating the play. He should develop into a strong transition defender and be a dependable penalty killer for Seattle. Number 9, the Buffalo Sabres, who, are just always in top 10, feels like. I have the Sabres taking Roger McQueen, Not Lightning McQueen, Roger McQueen.
It would be fantastic if the Tampa Bay Lightning had this pick, selected Roger McQueen,
Yeah, I know.
and then had him wear the number 95
That'd be funny.
and be Lightning McQueen.
That'd be very funny. Yeah, I have them selecting Roger McQueen, center, Brandon, the WHL, a Titan-sized center who drives the net and plays with a lot of skill. McQueen could be a future top 6 center. He's a unicorn at 6'5", who skates with the speed and agility of someone who is 5'10". He's a quality two-way player and owns significant upside. Were it not for his injuries, we might be discussing McQueen in the top 5 of this year's class. It's a risk, but the Sabres have enough prospects to have McQueen play another full season in the WHL to see if he's fully healthy. And if he is, then they have a superstar on their hands and a potential steal of the draft.
So we're going to differ again. At number 9, I have the Buffalo Sabres selecting left winger Carter Bear from the Everett Silvertips of the WHL. If JJ Peterka, which is one of their young forwards, is going to be traded, and that's where all signs are pointing to right now, unfortunately. He'll probably win a cup in 3 years. The Sabres will need to fill the gap at left wing left behind. Buffalo also lacks physicality and two-way defense among their forwards, so having Bear would be a great fit. Bear plays a highly physical game while having creative playmaking, and with a high floor, projects to be a top 6 forward at the NHL level and has very small bust potential. Number 10, my last pick in my NHL mock draft for 2025. The Anaheim Ducks select Jake O'Brien from the Brantford Bulldogs of the OHL. Anaheim will look for the best player available here, but they do want to be better next season and be competitive in the playoff hunt. With O'Brien, skating and hockey IQ make him a great bet to become a great player at the NHL level, as well as having 98 points in 66 games this season. Even though the Ducks have young centers Trevor Zegras, Theo Carlson, and Mason McTavish down the middle, they can always kick someone out to the wing. Centers always go higher in the draft, and O'Brien is among the best of them.
So just like a few picks before, I have the Ducks selecting Carter Bear just after you put him at Buffalo. A left winger from Everett, the WHL. Before a season-ending injury in March, Bear was a top offensive player in the CHL. A versatile player, he uses various pass types to create scoring chances and has excellent hands around the net. He projects as a point-producing second-line center/winger. On top of his offensive gifts, Bear has good defensive habits. He gets his stick in lanes, forechecks tenaciously, tracks well on the back check, and finishes hits. A versatile forward who can also play center. Before his injury, Bear had 40 goals and 82 points. The rebuilding Ducks would love to add a promising young offensive prospect into their fold.
All right. I like both our drafts. Just a few thoughts for this draft. Matthew Schaefer, Michael Misa are considered the 1 and 2 in all likelihood. There might be a lot of draft day trades as this is considered a weak draft, so teams might want to move up or move down. The Blackhawks have came out and said that they're open to trading the 3rd overall pick. I could see the Boston Bruins trading their 7th overall pick for an NHL ready player. I could see the Buffalo Sabres trading their pick because they need NHL ready help. So I think there's going to be a lot of action at the draft table. But like we said in the NBA draft video, even though this is considered a weak draft, you're still going to find your top players in the first round, and you're going to find those diamonds in the rough in later rounds.
Yeah, it's all about developing and coaching them after you draft them to get them to where you want them to be for your team and organization. So that does it for our NHL mock draft or NBA mock draft.
Yeah, next up is the MLB draft is not far away, so maybe we'll do a mock draft of that as well. Let us know, obviously, down in the comments who your team is. Who do you want them to select at whatever pick? We just did the top 10, but we know there's plenty of other picks to go around. Make sure to like the video because it helps out a lot with the algorithm. Make sure to subscribe any color so you don't miss out on future videos. And we have a podcast every single week that we come out with. So make sure to listen to that. Make sure to follow our socials for updates and other bonus content. Again, thank you guys so much for watching the entire video, and we will see you in the next one.